Hey guys, so I have to admit something. A couple months ago, over the holiday season, I went completely off track with my carnivore diet. And I'm not talking about just a few cheat meals here and there. I'm talking about a full-blown 2 weeks off plan, and I gained a total of 15 pounds. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's Caitlin from the Carnivore Couple, and although I have lost a total of 70 pounds since I started the carnivore diet, recently I have gained a total of 15 pounds. And you know, seeing that number on the scale just continue to climb, go up and up and up, it can be really demotivating, but the truth is we are human and we mess up sometimes. And you know, getting back on track again after you have fallen off for such a long time, that is one of the hardest things to do. Not only do you have to forgive yourself, but then you have to conquer all of those cravings all over again and start from ground zero. And if you have ever tried to get back on track on your health journey, you probably know exactly what I mean. And here's what I've been noticing about my health journey so far is that the hardest part isn't the work that you have to put in, but it's getting back on track once you have slipped up. There's guilt, there's self-doubt, there's the feeling of, what if I'm not able to do this? What if I just continue to fail over and over and over again? Maybe this isn't gonna work out for me. All of those thoughts can come to our mind after we have slipped up. And you know, it feels like you're starting from square one again, and then I have all these thoughts of, well, what if I can't do it? What if I can't actually reach the goals that I'm wanting to reach? But I'm here to tell you, it is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Consistency over perfection. And even though the road to being back on track can feel long, it's not impossible. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I did to get myself back on track and start losing those 15 pounds again. Let's get into it. So first, I took it one meal at a time. So instead of stressing about the big picture about losing the 15 pounds that I gained, or you know, my ultimate goal of losing 70 more pounds to get to my goals, I just focused on taking it one meal at a time, making sure that each meal I was having was carnivore. No counting calories, no worrying about what I'm gonna have tomorrow, just focusing on today. And one thing that I used to help me mentally focus and take it one day at a time was our Stay Strong calendar. It's just a calendar where I have my whys and my goals written down on the calendar, and then each day that I stay on track, I just put a check mark. And it just really helped me to focus on, okay, I wanna get a check mark on my calendar at the end of the day, so I need to make sure that every single meal I'm having is carnivore, and that just really helped me focus on the daily task of staying carnivore. Also, having a visual representation of how I'm doing in my health journey so far really helped me stay on track, because for me, I struggle with going off plan, especially in social situations. So I was going to go out to eat with friends at a Mexican restaurant, and I was like, oh, you know, I've been on track for such a long time, you know, what's a cheat meal? I'll just go have a cheat meal. But then I looked at my calendar and was like, you know what? I've actually only been on track for 6 days. Like, I've only got 6 check marks. You've not been on track very long, and I really shouldn't be having an off-plan meal anyways. But seeing that visual representation of, you know, you haven't actually been on track as long as you think you are, it's just really awesome to visually see your progress. So if you would like a Stay Strong calendar, make sure to click the link in the description. And another thing that I use when I'm getting back on track, but also throughout my entire journey, is making sure to supplement with electrolytes. And I use Element, which is today's video sponsor. So Element is an electrolyte drink mix that has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And recently, I've been enjoying the chocolate caramel. I've been trying to get myself off of the sugary creamers and things like that in my coffee, and so many of you mentioned in the comments to try using some chocolate caramel or chocolate Element in my coffee, and y'all, that has been delicious. So thank you for that tip. So that's one of my favorite ways of enjoying Element. My other favorite flavor that I love having just in plain water is the grapefruit salt, and I struggle getting enough water in my day, and when I have something that just has a little bit of flavor in it and you know is keeping me super hydrated, I just find I drink so much more water throughout my day, which helps to keep me full and reduces my cravings. If you're trying to get back on your health journey, you might want to think about supplementing with electrolytes just to make sure that you're staying hydrated hydrated. And you know, sometimes if you're having a craving, making sure you're drinking enough water and you're having enough salt in your diet can really reduce the amount of cravings you're having, especially at the beginning. And if you would like to try any of the electrolytes that Element has to offer, you can get a free sample pack with any order when you use our link, drinkelement.com/carnivorecouple. Thank you to Element for sponsoring this video. So another thing I did to help myself get back on track and start losing those 15 pounds again was just completely eliminating temptations. Over the holiday season, we had let so many different snacky type foods sneak into our pantry. Popcorn, chips, sugary cereals, all different types of things that shouldn't be there. We are human too. And so it's way too easy to just have a bite of those processed foods if they are in your pantry. So we just made sure to eliminate all of them. Now I know for some of us, maybe this isn't possible because you have people who are living in your house who aren't carnivore or who are still eating processed foods. And so one of the things that I also do if I have to keep some of those types of foods in my pantry or fridge is that I just try to post a why or a picture or something motivating next to where that challenging, tempting food is going to be to help remind me to stay on track and what my goals are. Because sometimes when I see that food, I can just completely forget about my health journey and my why. I just become so focused on that tempting food, and sometimes that's all I can think about. So having something right there to stop me in my tracks and pull me back and remind me about why I'm on this health journey, that can be really helpful if you can't actually get rid of every single tempting thing in your house. So once I got rid of all of the tempting food, the next step was that I wanted to meal prep and fill up my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer with all quick and easy things. Some of my favorite things to keep on hand are deviled eggs, pre-cooked bacon, meat sticks, cheese sticks. I also love meal prepping a bunch of sliced chicken. It's really easy to take that sliced chicken, throw some bacon on there, throw some shredded cheese on there, and that's a super easy, quick, and delicious lunch. I love having meatballs ready to go in the freezer so I can throw them in the air fryer. I love prepping egg bites, can throw those in the air fryer. Super easy lunch or even dinner if I'm doing that. Also love meal prepping just bowls of ground beef. There's no simpler meal than a bowl of ground beef with some cheese on top. If you're getting a little tired of ground beef, try adding some type of sauce. You know, there's Big Mac sauce, there's barbecue sauce. You could add some no sugar added ketchup. There's different ways you can mix it up, but those are some of my favorite things that I love having in our pantry, our freezer, and our fridge, just to make sure that it is so easy for me to stay on track, making it harder to go off plan than it is to just keep going and stay on plan. That's been the key for me. So the third thing I did was to make sure to take some progress pictures and to take my measurements. Now I know this one can be tough, but it does really help to track your progress over time. And I know it can feel weird at first, and maybe even you are in a season of life where you really don't want to see yourself and you don't like the way you look. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes when I'm taking progress pictures. But honestly, seeing those changes over time, even if they're really small, can be very motivating to help you stay on track. And honestly, the way my clothes are fitting, the way I'm looking and seeing my measurements change, those type of non-scale victories motivate me even more than the scale does. So make sure to take those progress pictures and your measurements even if you don't feel ready, because it's important to see your progress over time, even if it's small. Those little tiny wins mean so much. So next up is I got support. Support is everything. You need to have an accountability partner, someone you can talk to about the temptations or the cravings or, you know, just the struggle that you're having on your health journey. Someone who is understanding how tricky it is to change your health can be so crucial. Whether it's friends or family or, you know, an online community like this, finding someone who really understands what you're going through and is there to support you on your health journey can really make the difference. So for me, I am so blessed to have such a supportive husband in Patrick. You know, even though he has already reached his health goals, he is so supportive of me and motivates me every single day. You know, even if I fall off track, he is always right there encouraging me and helping me understand, you know, well, why did you fall off track? You know, what can we do to help you stay on track? It's just so wonderful to have a partner or a friend who is right there with you and understands the struggle of changing your health and changing these habits that you have had for so many years. Another way that I really had to support myself was also addressing my mental health. Lots of you probably know I have a 3-year-old, and then I'm also 6 months postpartum from giving birth to our twins. They are an absolute joy. They're starting to talk to each other now, but that doesn't mean there hasn't also been some really difficult and challenging moments as well. And so for me, finding support has looked a little bit different as I continue on my health journey, because for me, I am a struggling emotional eater. The reason I got to almost 300 pounds is because I learned to deal with my emotions and how I was feeling by eating food. And so now I'm in this position where I'm struggling a little bit with my mental health, but I can't turn to my usual coping mechanism of food. And so for me, supporting my mental health has also been really important for me getting back on track. So one thing that I've done is I've reached out to my doctor. I've started some medication, which has been really helpful. Another thing I've done is that I've started journaling in the mornings, making sure to spend time with Jesus, but then also making sure to reflect on my relationship with food, how I can deal with my emotions in a more positive way that's not always turning to food. So support can look really different for so many different people, but the key is just to reflect on where am I really struggling and how can I get support in those areas. So the last thing that I've done to help myself get back on track is that I have had to learn to forgive myself and to move on. I could spend so much time beating myself up about the cheat meals I had, how I went off plan, how I gained 15 pounds, but you can't change the past. All that matters is today and what you are doing right now to improve your health. And this one is really hard for me, but I had to give myself grace to let it go, put it in the past, and just keep moving forward. So there you have it. It's not easy. Getting back on track takes time and effort, but it is 100% worth it. At the end of my holiday cheating, after I had gained 15 pounds, my scale was pushing 238 pounds. But now, here at the end of this month, after focusing on making sure to take it one day at a time, marking off when I've stayed on track on my Stay Strong calendar, completely getting rid of the temptations in my pantry and making sure to meal prep super easy carnivore food so that it's way easier to stay on track than to have a cheat meal, getting support from other people, but then most importantly, forgiving myself because I can't go fix what happened in the past. I have almost completely lost the 15 pounds I've gained. I'm now down to 225 pounds, so I lost 13 of the 15 pounds that I gained. So I'm back on track and I'm reset. And if you have gone off track or maybe you're struggling, just remember it doesn't mean you have failed. It means that you are ready to try again, and that is the most important part of any health journey. You only truly fail when you stop trying. So make sure to just take it one day at a time, consistency over perfection, and give yourself grace. Forgive yourself. You can do this. Stay strong.